going on. They have been since the dawn in the age when Jesus lived. The sick are falling fast, our lives we're trying to grasp, and some wait too long to change. And naked we came from our mother's womb. Here naked we shall leave. The Lord gives, the Lord taketh away. In the name of the Lord we pray. And in this world, please take control before I rust and turn to dust, before I'm crushed from this world's rust. 'Cause naked we came from our mother's womb. Here naked we shall leave. The Lord gives, the Lord taketh away. In the name of the Lord, oh, we pray. In the name of the Lord, we pray.
Racism sucks. Racism sucks. Racism sucks. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this goddamn shit. Tired of these centuries of motherfucking racism. Put it to an end. 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 You take your preconceptions that you have up in your damn heart. You take them out of your heart. You put them on the table. Consider that shit. Consider that shit. Let go of that shit. Let go of that shit.
Cort Commander here on Me, Myself, and I. As you wait patiently for this magnificent show to begin, your orders are as followed. You must share this show. The more people know about me, myself, and I, the more we will be able to control the masses. Share this show with your friends. Share this show with your family. Share this show with your obnoxious, distasteful, repugnant, disgusting, cowardly enemies. Don't be a fool. Share this show immediately. We will conquer those likes and views. This is your duty. This is your allegiance. This is your show, Cobra!
Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, it's time for your weekly Fix of Funny. Broadcasting on radio in Fort Bragg, 107.7 FM, KNYO. Grab a mimosa, take your pants off, and treat yourself to the sexy bald man who makes you tingle in your special place. I was talking about your heart. He's wrong, but he's so right. He's brilliant, he's insightful, but also at times he's got the intelligence of a cup of dirt. Here we go, it's the Me, Myself, and I Show, starring Mike Bencard!
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Me, Myself, and I, episode 123. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 123 episodes in. Today is Thursday. I'm excited. I have a wonderful guest tonight. Our guest tonight, he's been on Teen Wolf. He's been in, I'm tongue-tied. He's been live at Gotham and Can't Buy Me Love. Cort McCown is here, ladies and gentlemen. I worked with him. He's very funny. He's going to be coming up pretty soon. And he's probably the coolest of the coolest of the coolest comedians you will ever meet in your entire life. I'm talking cool. But before we get to the coolness, let's just hang out right now. How's everybody's doing? Is everybody here? All me, myself, and Iers, Emma Mikers, chime in. Let's see what's going on. Hello, Emma Mikers. We got Mustafa. Oh, what's up, sir? LOL, love it, nice. Hello, good to be here. I'm glad you're here, sir. Thank you very much. Everyone else is rolling through. That's good. I'm glad everyone's here. Thank you so much. Normally, I have like a movie quote behind me, right? And I always compare the movie quotes and I always play them. But today's quote is because that's what sums up 2020. I know, with the weather, with the smoke, with the fires, with COVID, with flooding and snow and what else? Yeah, I better not say that because it's always happening all around us all the time. But the cool thing was Labor Day weekend was cool because you got some Trump supporters boats sinking at the bottom of the ocean. So there was some light. But then, Trump comes out and says he was lying about COVID. He's like, oh, my bad. I was lying about COVID. And even then, in the middle of a lie, he's like, nope, I'm not going to. Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what. I can't believe this guy will not admit it. You got to give him credit because he's just holding on strong. He's holding on strong and he does not want to admit. But look at this. Look at his face right here. He's like, nope, I'm not going to say it. Nope, I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Watch.
We can't be panicked. I knew that the tapes these were a series of phone calls that we had, mostly phone calls. And Bob Woodward is somebody that I respect just from hearing the name for many, many years, not knowing too much about his work, not caring about his work. But I thought it would be interesting to talk to him for a period of, calls. So we did that. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't even know if the book is good or bad. But certainly if he thought that was a bad statement, he would have reported it because he thinks that, you don't want to have anybody that is going to suffer.
Oh, God. It just keeps going. He won't admit it. It's like you got caught right in the middle. There's footage of you lying. It's like you broke into a bank. There's footage of you grabbing the money. And they said, why did you grab this money? The phraseology. Of phraseology, the study of phrases. Is that what that is now? We're all just, instead of lying, it's no, you got to phraseology that. And I'm sorry. I know I try to use this podcast to be an escape from that person. And it's sometimes you just got to go, that's it. That's all I got to say. All right, let's move on. I don't want to bring this damper down because we had a great show. It's fun. And last week, I don't know if you guys been keeping up, but recently, two of my impressions, Hank Hill and Nick Nolte, have finally came to life. And recently, Nick Nolte has been talking and bantering back and forth with Hank Hill. And last week, Hank Hill said something about Nick Nolte, about his mom. And now Nick Nolte is here to rebuttal about what Hank said last week. So here it is. Here is the rebuttal. This is Nick's Fury with Nick Nolte.
Last week, Hank Hill said that whoever raised me didn't do a good job? What in the are you talking about? My mother, Mama Nolte, raised me and she did a damn good job. We were cracking back whiskey and robbing banks in Omaha, Nebraska before Hank Hill was even a figment of Mike Judge's imagination. Don't even try to say that Mama Nolte was a bad mother. I won't stand for that. And I will kick your ass up and down the street, homeboy. Back up, fool, and tell your idiot dog Ladybird that she can kiss my ass. I'm Nick Nolte. Go yourself, America.
Damn, Nick Nolte just told Hank Hill to tell Ladybird that he can kiss it. Oh my God. The drama between these two impressions are building up so much because that's what happens when you've been quarantined more than 3 weeks. See, this is what happens, people. Okay, you create this show and you do impressions to fight against each other because you're tired of the outside world, but you're bringing the outside world inside you. So blame COVID. That's all I'm going to say. Well, we got an exciting show. Let's get the show on the road. My first guest, my wonderful guest is an amazing human being, very funny comedian. You've seen him, like I said, live at Gotham, Can't Buy Me Love, and Teen Wolf. I'm going to show you a quick set of his, and then we're going to bring him up. So here's a quick set of Mr. Cort McCown. It's awesome. So funny. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great honor and great pleasure to introduce the wonderful, the talented, the male, the wonderful, the talented, the male. Yeah, I said that again. I'm sorry. He is from, you may recognize him from FX The League. And 27-year-old, don't get any ideas, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the male, the talented, Mr. Cort McCown. Welcome.
All right. Good evening. Oh, yeah. You have no fucking idea who I am. That's okay. I got to tell you, though, man, I'm getting older, man. This social media shit has got to go away. Yeah, I'm sick of it, man. Instagram. You girls are ruining Instagram. Have you seen these chicks? They post these quotes by, like, Gandhi and Maya Angelou. It's like, don't fear change. Change fear. And the next post is a bathroom selfie where you can see their asshole. Right? It's like, you're not a poet. You're a whore.
Just be a whore. Nobody likes poets. Everybody likes whores. You'll never see the Dalai Lama post a selfie with his back arched, his ball sack hanging out. Hashtag blessed. It's not going to happen. Just show us your asshole. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Any Catholics here tonight? Yeah. The Pope, man. Pope Francis. This guy's cool as shit, man. He came out a few weeks ago and he condoned spanking children. Right? A lot of people are upset about this, but listen, man, I think the church has come a long way because all the other popes before him condoned fucking them. So I think this guy's like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is from the movie Teen Wolf, Can't Buy Me Love, and live at Gotham. Here he is, Mr. Cort McCown.
What's up, dude?
Hello, sir.
How are you, man?
Good, man. You're just straight up chilling right now.
That's all I do right now is
Dude, that's
fucking
awesome,
chill.
man.
There's nothing else to do.
How you been? Are you in a sound booth right now?
Yeah, I have a little sound booth in my house, so I created this little thing because there's nowhere to go.
That's it's your zen. It's your escape.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, man.
Do you play anything, or are you just sitting there?
No,
and just
I do it for voiceover stuff.
Nice. What do you do for voiceover?
I just do commercial stuff. So
okay, very cool. Very cool. Well, it's good to see you, man. It's been a long time since we've seen each other.
I know. I'm trying to think the last time I saw you, man.
The last time we saw each other was at the California Theater in Pittsburg, California.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, man. It was you. Excuse me. It was you, me, and Pablo Francisco.
Pablo Francisco.
Yeah, man. That was a fun time. You know, it was. I got mixed details about it. I was told I was featuring. And you know, when you're thinking about, oh my God, I'm featuring for Pablo Francisco. I can't believe this. This is so cool. This is my, this is a big thing for me. I'm featuring. Then I saw you backstage, and I didn't know anything about you. No one said anything about you. No one said that you were coming in or anything like that. And I'm like, hey, and you just looked at me. You're like, I'm featuring for Pablo. I'm like, okay. But it was cool about. What's that?
I've been on the road with him. I think we did like almost a year together. So we did we were everywhere, and
I bet.
And that was a weird, I'm trying to think which one that one was. Is that the one up? Was that the one that's by Oakland?
Yeah. Pittsburg, California is probably southeast of Oakland.
I'm trying to think because we did 2 theaters up there. And I can't remember which. Was that the one that was like the really, really old theater?
Yes, that was the one.
Yeah.
That
place was weird, man.
But what was cool about it though was you opened up after you saw me being funny. It was kind of like this old school tradition of comics. And whenever we meet a new comic, we don't know who they are. The first thing, even if we're nice to them, the first thing we go is he funny? Is he funny? I hope they're funny.
Well, I mean, it's like that, but that was also, I think that was it was not very crowded. It was not a very crowded theater, but it was such a cool old theater. And I think, is that the one that you didn't actually use the bathrooms? The bathrooms were in trailers outside.
No, that was a different theater. The bathrooms are there, which brought me to one of the this next story. I forgot where you were at, but it was right after the first show, and I've never seen gangbangers giddy over Pablo Francisco. It was hilarious. I saw these guys; they're all tatted up. They got neck tattoos and teardrops, and they're like, "Oh, Pablo, man, what's God, dog?" They were all giddy and stuff.
Dude. That's everywhere we went, man. Everywhere we went. Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's a good guy, man. He's
phenomenal. How's he doing?
I haven't seen Pablo in a little while. We did the road together for about a year. And then I started doing the Bumping Mics tour with Jeff Ross and Dave Attell.
Oh man.
And
that's cool.
So I went from that one to that one. So I haven't really seen him in a little while. I know he's good. I mean, it's Pablo's Pablo.
Right.
He's been around since fucking forever.
Yeah, man. Late 90s, probably. That's when he started peeking out.
Early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
That's when he was peeking out with the Hold My Baby bit, right?
Yeah.
Wow. How did you meet him? How did you guys build a relationship?
Shows here, and I've been in LA since forever. So,
Are you originally from LA? Where are you originally from?
Well, I've been here since 1984. So
Wow.
it's home. It's been home for a long time.
You're an OG, man. That's great, dude.
It's fucking burning down up here too, man.
I know. It's crazy. Everything's shut down over there in Los Angeles.
Every place, every unless you live in the Midwest, it's shut down. Everything's shut. I mean, this fucking virus thing, every place is kind of semi shut down. But do you guys have clubs up there that are open yet?
We had them, and then they were closed, and then the Laughs Unlimited had an outdoor event with a silent disco where you put headphones on and you talk to the crowd outside. But then that got shut down because of the fires. So,
oh fuck,
it's like dude. We're living in the apocalypse right now. So
2020 is like someone farting in your mouth. That's just what this whole fucking year is, man. That's what this whole year is. It's just like someone farting in your mouth.
But we'll give away to spend time in the apocalypse with you, my friend.
Yeah,
that's always
good to see you, man. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, but the fires here. We have a bunch of fires down here as well. And it kind of has given us, we're not as bad as San Francisco. We don't look like we're on Mars, but it's still an orange sun. And it's, you wake up with ash all over your car and it's like smoky. Today at like 2:00, I was like, fuck, man, I played golf this morning and my fucking eyes were all burning. And I, so yeah, it is what it is.
It looks
I'm a little
like
burnt right now, to be honest.
I bet we can cut this short. We don't have to go for an hour. I can do 59 minutes, not a full hour with you. So it's okay. But I bet you LA and everything else looks like the opening scene to Terminator 2.
Dude, it's just
robots.
It's just like Escape from LA is happening, man.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
And it's just, and I think everything is thank God there's sports, man. Thank God there's hockey. I mean, I had this thing all set up. I was going to watch the overtime period of the Dallas-Vegas game, but luckily Dallas scored right before you started the podcast, so it's over. Well,
I thank Dallas for doing that. Yeah. That's always important for you. Like, hold on, Mike, one second. I'm watching the hockey game.
Yeah, no, okay, are you a hockey fan at all?
You know what? I tried my best, and this is why, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not into hockey, because I grew up in San Jose. And I had a friend that was a huge San Jose Sharks fan and just ruined it for me. Just ruined. And then he met this girl and then they both ruined it. They bought their house and they painted it black and teal. And they gave me one time they had me over for dinner and it was teal black ravioli. And she ended up being a real bitch. And, she cut me out of the relationship. So, I was like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not bitter. I wouldn't mind starting to watch a new hockey team.
Hockey's great, though, man.
I used to watch when I was in high school, I used to watch the New Jersey Devils all the time and the Red Wings. So maybe it's
good teams, man.
Maybe I need to go back to
my favorite, man. I think hockey's the best.
What's your team?
I'm an LA Kings fan.
Okay. Die hard.
We suck. Yeah, we suck this year, but we've sucked the last 3 or 4 years. But we won 2 cups, 2012 and 2014, and I was gladly here for all of that, man.
Nice. Did you play hockey growing up?
No, never.
No, just always just a fan of just going and
I grew up in Oklahoma, man. There's no hockey in Oklahoma.
Oh, what part of Oklahoma?
Oklahoma City.
Okay. That's cool. Nice. That's big football in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's college football. They don't have it. They just got, what is it? The Oklahoma City Thunder. That's the first professional sports team they've ever had in the entire state.
Right.
There's no football, baseball, hockey. There's nothing. There's just a basketball team, and they don't even like black people. So I don't understand why they brought a basketball team. You'd think they'd bring hockey,
right? Right. They're definitely hockey. We're gonna hit this black.
Yeah, there's a lot of white people on hockey team. Let's bring it
in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but oddly enough, man, they brought in a basketball team. So
that's funny. So when you left Oklahoma to get to Los Angeles, when did you land the role in Teen Wolf? Which one came first? Teen Wolf, right?
Yeah, Teen Wolf was the first. So I moved here in July of '84. So I came out here for the Summer Olympics for a vacation. Came out here for the '84 Summer Olympics to visit a buddy of mine, and then ended up moving here. Ended up just never leaving, and then I worked on a TV show called Dreams for a while. And then the guy that was the second AD on that film, on that TV show, got this movie, and he called up me and my buddy Larry, and I were both, we I knew him from school, from Oklahoma State. And he goes, I need 2 guys to be extras on this movie. And he goes, but I need 2 guys that I can trust, because extra work is, you never know who you're going to get,
Right. It's definitely a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. And he said, I need 2 guys that I know, because he knew us from working on this TV show. And he goes, I need 2 guys that look like they could possibly be in high school. And I was like, oh, okay, well, all right. And he goes, but you'll work in the whole movie. Sorry about that.
It's okay, man.
Decline. Sorry, I don't know.
It's all good, man. You got me all enticed with the Teen Wolf. I'm like drawn in, and you're like, hold on, I gotta answer this phone call.
No, this is my girlfriend FaceTiming me. She can fucking wait. But no, what happened was, so the guy goes, I need 2 guys that can be basketball players on a high school basketball team. So you need to look like you could be in high school.
Right.
And I was 21 years old, and my buddy Larry was like 22, and he, and everybody, you're 22, you look like you're in high school back then.
Right.
And he was like, yeah. I go, sure, we'll do it. He goes, yeah, it's like 5 weeks work. It'll be great. You'll work every day. You make good money and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, sure, we'll do it. And it was Teen Wolf. And we were in every fucking scene of that movie, man.
Yeah, man. That's pretty crazy.
That was great, man. It was a lot of fun. I mean, nobody knew it was going to be, it was a very low budget movie when it was made.
Really?
Oh yeah. It was really low, but it was the first movie Michael J. Fox ever made.
Oh, I didn't know that was his first movie.
Oh yeah.
That was his first starring role?
That was his first starring role in a film, in a feature film. He'd done like, he was on the TV show, and he'd been on, he'd done some TV movies and stuff, but he'd never done a feature film.
Wow.
And so he was in that feature film. They finished that movie, and then shortly after they finished that movie, he replaced Eric Stoltz in Back to the Future.
Right.
So he did Back to the Future. Now, when the people from Teen Wolf found out that he did, Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis movie, they go, all right, we're not going to put this out until this comes out.
Smart.
Yeah, so they held
back, huh?
They held that movie until he was a big star, and then they released it.
God, filmmakers, man, just the film industry, they're so smart. They just know
that's a no-brainer, though.
I guess, but still, at that time, the mentality in the 80s, where it is now, is everything's like hurry up. They actually calculated it and waited.
Well, back then, you didn't release. There weren't 40 movies that came out in a weekend. There were 3, 4. That were released in a weekend. So, the big deal is you got a distributor that would distribute your movie to thousands of screens, as opposed to being a low budget movie, which were released, but they were only released on, in 15 cities, as opposed to being released nationwide on 1,800 screens.
Right.
That's the goal, and once you have, a guy who's a star, who was in, Back to the Future, every studio wants, every distribution company wants to release it.
Right.
And so they're at a bidding war, and they release this movie, and it's a huge success.
Huge. It's still, to this day, still huge.
It was a good movie. It was not a bad movie.
No, dude, I love it. I still watch it. I love Styles. I love Styles. That's the number one guy, man. What was it like being on set, watching these guys, and being at your first movie?
It was fun. I had worked on a TV show for about 3 months prior to that, where it was like John Stamos and Jamie Gertz and a bunch of people, and that one was a lot of fun, because you got to really know we knew each other. It was a TV series, so everybody knew each other really well. It was like a family. And then the movies are, especially since we're not on location, we're shooting in LA, everyone goes home every day. It's like, you kind of know the crew, you get to know them, but I mean, Michael was like great guy. He was like really cool. I became friendly with him. I became friendly with another guy that was in there, Matt Adler, who's a great actor, who was like he was in like Aloha Summer, or he's really a really good actor. And Matt and I became friends, and that was really the only kind of friendships I made. I knew Larry, my buddy, but those are the friendships I made out of that.
Right.
And then
That's still good.
couple of girls.
Keep. And I'm sure you still stay in touch with him.
I stay in touch with Matt, but that's about it. I haven't seen Michael in years.
Right.
I did an episode of Family Ties later on, and it was really good to see him. When I was right after we did Teen Wolf, it was probably, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 months later, I was working on a TV show at Universal on the back lot at Universal, and I was walking to the commissary for lunch one day, and I hear this honk, and I turn and look, and it's Michael. And he's like, and he was there doing ADR, voiceover stuff for Back to the Future. And he stopped me and he's like, holy shit, you won't believe this fucking thing, man. I can't believe I got this. It's so amazing. And, I was like, this is really cool, man. And we talked for a while, and then
that's a cool sentence that you just said. You're just, shooting the shit with Michael J. Fox and just honks the horn. By the way, I'm in this major phenomenal movie called Back to the Future. You want to go hang out?
He was just really excited about it. It was like, because he'd just done Teen Wolf, and I mean, he bought his first car, when he did he'd been on a TV series, but you got to remember, like, it's like Family Ties he was a huge star on Family Ties, but that series, he didn't become a huge star until later. In other words, it was like he was, that show was originally for Meredith Baxter Birney and the other guy. It was for the couple.
Right.
So the show was really about the parents.
Right.
And then here comes, this kid, the character. It's kind of like, what's the Good Times, like how Jimmy Walker,
JJ?
Yeah,
Right.
like how JJ Walker really became this huge star, but it really wasn't. The show wasn't meant to be about JJ Walker. It was meant to be about John Amos, and it was meant to be about this family and their struggles, and and all this stuff. And even though it was a comedy, but here was this guy, man, who Alex P. Keaton, who came out of this thing fucking huge. And then then he did a movie, and then he did another movie, and then he became huge. But when he did Family Ties, he had he had a normal car. He bought one of those 280 ZXs.
Nice.
Remember those, like Nissan? It was when they first came out. It had like the sunroofs, the T-tops that came off, and it was the first car that ever had a radio controls on the steering wheel.
Oh,
and this was
watch
like
out.
this was like 1985,
State
and
of
it
the
had
art right
radio
there.
controls on the steering wheel. And we during breaks and filming, we were shooting in Torrance at this high school, and outside the gym, the school wasn't in session, so this, I don't even know if the school was open, but we'd be shooting in the there'd be nobody in the parking lot, and we'd go smoke cigarettes and drive around in his car, and we'd just basically drive in circles while he changed the radio. It was like
that's
really cool. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's so. How'd you land "Can't Buy Me Love" from Teen Wolf?
So I just auditioned for it, man.
Okay.
It was like I went in and auditioned for it, and I auditioned for Patrick Dempsey's part originally.
Oh, you would have been great as Patrick.
No, I wouldn't have been.
You don't
good
think
at
so?
No, I think he was perfect. And then I ended up, and then they said, "Can you come back and read for this guy?" And I was like, "Sure." And I came back and I read for that guy. And it was a much smaller part. Even then, when it ended up being in the movie, it was a real small part. And then I went back, and then I got a call back, and then I read again for the the directors and everybody, and they gave me the part. And then we went to Tucson, and it's where we shot the movie. And I remember being on the plane with one of the writers, with the writer. This guy Michael Swirlick, he was a really nice guy, and he was, it was a real low budget movie, man. This was a really low budget movie, and he said, he's like, dude, we fucking loved you in this audition. We're gonna beef this part up. We think there's more in this movie for you. And I was like, yeah, right, as much as you want, man. And so they wrote me into a lot more scenes, and then we finished this movie, and the original title of the movie was Boy Rents Girl. That was the original title, and it was like this $4 million low budget movie, and it was the guy that directed it was a great director. This guy Steve Rash, he directed the Buddy Holly story.
Okay,
with Gary Busey.
Great movie.
Yeah, and he directed Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore, and but back then he was like, he'd mostly done. He did that one, and he did a real flop called Under the Rainbow. It was like this really bad movie about midgets and or little people, whatever, however you.
It's okay.
Anyway, it does. They're midgets, and so he did this movie, and it didn't do well. And I think he was kind of looking for something to come back with, and he loved this movie. And it was basically all of us were unknowns. Courtney Gaines had done a couple things. Patrick had done a TV series called Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I worked as a stand-in on that show, so I knew Patrick.
Oh, nice.
And so he was just a great guy. Patrick was really a nice guy, and then we ended up shooting this thing in Tucson, and we got done filming it, and this guy who was a producer on it, he said, we're going to have a party one night, when everybody gets back to LA. I got some big news. And, so we had this big party at this house, and this producer's there, and he brings this other guy in who none of us knew. And we became really tight crew when we were in Tucson. Everybody on the movie were friends, and, we all became good friends, and I'm still friends with almost everybody in that movie. And so it was really weird. Is like he brought this guy, and this guy comes in, and he goes, my name's Chris. I'm from Disney. He's from Touchstone.
Oh God.
And we were the first movie that Touchstone Pictures ever bought that they didn't make.
Wow.
So they didn't make the movie, they just bought the movie. And they bought this movie, and then we went back to Tucson, and we reshot a bunch of stuff. And then they bought the title Can't Buy Me Love from the Beatles.
Right.
And then they pumped all this money into it for PR and
excellent PR work, even to this day.
Oh, huge.
Excellent.
Then they released it in 1,800 theaters, and we opened #1 in the summer. Wow. So we were a big movie that summer, and it was great.
Wow. So basically, man, you were in 2 cult phenomenon movies.
Yeah, nothing since then, man. What the fuck's going on, man?
Blame Corona. That's it. That's all you gotta do is blame the Corona. Yeah. But you could have been like one of those guys that go to like these low budget Comic Cons, and you have pictures behind you of like the movie, like Mickey Rourke and The Wrestler. Like, weren't you in that movie? Yeah, that was me a long time ago. That was me. Yeah, $40. $40. One time I went to a comic book convention, and in the corner, I'll tell you 2 stories. One story, in the corner was Boomer from Battlestar Galactica. Do you remember Boomer, the original Battlestar Galactica?
I was never into that shit.
Okay, well, I wasn't either, but it was a picture.
I was into the TV series, which was that.
I'm sorry, it was a TV show back in the early 80s.
No, I was into the one after that. Was there another one like
probably 2000s?
Yeah.
Okay, you were in that one?
No, I love that show.
Okay, you watched
into that show.
But you haven't watched the original one.
No, I did. That was like Lauren Green, right?
Right. So the original one, and
no,
dude,
that guy's from fucking Ponderosa, man.
No one knew this guy. He was like right at the exit. He had the picture of Battlestar Galactica. He's reading a book, and people are just walking by him. He's not even trying to make eye contact or nothing. He's just reading. And he's got this thick book, and just like, yeah. No one's walking. I'm like, why even be there? Why?
Yeah.
But I think that was one of my biggest dreams. I always wanted to be that one guy that I was in a movie. Like, weren't you Mike Bencourt? I was back in my day. we got hold on. We got Mr. Mike Shin. He just said something. I don't know why I'm not getting it. Okay. Sorry, Mike. Can't show something's going on. Can't show people's comments for some reason. I apologize, everyone. But Mike Shin just said, wasn't David Lee Roth? Oh, there you go. That was weird. Here we go. Mike Shin, wasn't David Lee Roth that said it's better to burn out than fade? Yes, it is better to burn out than fade away. That is true.
Just faded away, man. That's it, buddy. Sorry, Mike. I just faded the fuck away.
Well, you're in a lot of other things. You were in Arrested Development, right? As well?
I did a couple episodes of that. Yeah.
Nice. How was that?
That was a fucking blast, man.
I can't imagine, man. That's funny ensemble cast.
Yeah. That was a good time, man. That was a good time.
So after these two big phenomenal movies, and did you just start hitting the road and stand up right after that, or
no? What happened is after these two big movies came out, I did some TV. I did some TV work, and then what happened is we had a huge strike in Hollywood, and not many people remember this, but 89, 90, there was a huge writer strike, and Hollywood shut down, literally shut the fuck down. There was 1 year where there were no TV series, no new TV series, because the writers were all on strike. And this was before, there were 89 channels. So there was nothing. There was, and that's what created reality TV.
That's what created because of the writers. That's what started.
Writers struck, and so there was no, there was no TV no new network shows for like a year. And then, and I actually went to Italy. I had a really good agency, and they sent me to Italy, and I did like 3 films in Italy. And then I came back here, and, I just did. It was like one of those deals where it was like, I just hated it here. So I moved to New Mexico, moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico for a year, and just fucking chilled out and grew weed, and, worked at a radio station and just had fun. And then went to New York for 2 years and hung out in New York for a couple years. And, and then I came back here and started working again a little bit, started getting back in, started doing theater, and, I was into acting. I had not done stand-up. And then 2001, man, I was like, fuck, I gotta try stand up. So I didn't start doing stand up till 2001.
Really?
Yeah,
man, you are so well polished.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, I thought you've been doing stand up since Can't Buy Me Love and Teen Wolf.
Oh no, dude, I started.
Wow. Did you feel that was a huge risk for you to take to go into stand up? No, you were ready for it.
I'd already faded away at that point. So. It was already over. I mean, nobody knew what I was, man.
One last hurrah.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was already over by that time.
That's funny. So, who did anybody inspire you to get into stand up, or did you just decide to make your decision on your own?
No, I just had, I'd always wanted to do it. I'd always, I've known Pauly Shore for 30 plus years, and I just kind of was like, all right, I'm going to try this. And so I took a class, believe it or not. I took a class.
I don't believe it, man. Cause like I said, you got that natural
but
humor.
The thing is, like, the difference is I've been on stage for 15 years prior to that. I had done, I've done theater. I've done theater in front of, I done 350, 400 seat house theater, 2 shows a night, 5 nights a week for 7 months, so I had done, where you're on stage for, an hour and a half, every night. And it's like, even though it's different than stand up, obviously. But so the part of being in front of a crowd never bothers me. Like, I'm not nervous in front of a crowd. I'm nervous about eating shit, as any comic is.
Right.
But it's like, I just was not nervous about being on stage. And so that part I didn't have to get over. It was just learning how to write material that wasn't just, dick jokes.
Right.
I mean, I still write a lot of dick jokes, but
you mush it in between with real life stuff. I mean,
now I tell stories. Now most of my stand up is stories.
That's good.
And stories about my life. But back then, it was just like, so I tried it. I went to this class. This guy was a great teacher, and he didn't try to tell you how to do stand up. He taught you how to kind of be yourself on stage and to try to find your voice. And even though it takes about 10 years to do that, at least he put you in the right direction. And then he used to run a show on, and I think he's still, not now, but I think he still runs a show on Sunday nights in the belly room. And so the part of the class was when you finished 8 weeks, you got to perform at the Comedy Store on Sunday night in the belly room.
Oh, wow.
And so I did that first Sunday night, did well. And then he said, listen, if, we'd love to have you be a part of our group. And, part of the deal is you come here, you set up the room, you put the candles on the tables, you put the flyers there, you set the room up, and we'll give you, 4 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it was. So I did that for a year.
That's probably way easier than striking a theater. You're like, no problem, candles.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Dude. And it was like, and then, from that, you're doing your Sunday show. Other people at the Comedy Store were doing other shows. And this was when the Comedy Store was dead. There was nobody there. There was nobody there. The original room was, on the busiest night was 40 people.
Wow.
And then I got to where, I started doing my own show there. And then I built up this big show there. And, we had a big following. And then I ended up, through that, I ended up getting to showcase for Mitzi. Mitzi Shore was still around, and she was coming all the time back then. And, it took me about a year and a half of, I think I was 2 or 3 years into doing stand up, and I just caught her on a good night, and I got passed at the Comedy Store by Mitzi Shore. And then I got to start doing spots there. I created my own show in Las Vegas, and I had a show in Vegas for 9 years. And
where was the show in Vegas at?
At the Palms Hotel, Palms Casino.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Yeah, that's a beautiful spot.
Yeah, I did a show called the Playboy Comedy Tour. Playboy was my sponsor.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, by the way, there's these wonderful women trying to make everybody laugh with all these.
No, we didn't. We brought the Playmate. We got the new Playmate every month, but we just would introduce them as the Playmate. We would have them sign magazines after the show.
Oh my God. You are living the life that every comic wants to have: 2 major 80 hit movies, and then you get into stand up and you're just cruising. I mean, obviously with the hard work and dedication that you've done.
I don't work that hard. I'm not that funny, I mean, there's people that work a lot harder than me.
But you know what I liked about you? Because I'm sure you hear this too. Because like when you see a lot of actors that use stand up as just a spotlight and not a way of life. They're like, oh, look at me, I'm an actor, but now I'm doing stand up, and they run away and never do stand up again. They clog up stage time for us. But you knew that stand up is a way of life. Stand up is
That's
a way.
all I want to do, man.
Yeah, man.
That's all I want to do. I love it. It's the best.
Oh, someone just said, Leslie Goldwater says, Quentin is in. Let the fun begin.
Yeah, baby. Quinton is in. Let the fun begin.
Boom. Yeah. That's good. And you never held on to those one-liners and everything when you did stand up. You like I said, you became your own person.
Well, I had faded away, far, far away by the time I started doing stand up. I mean, you got to remember, man, Can't Buy Me Love was 1987. That's 33 years ago.
I know, but there's some people that that I'm not gonna say any names, but there was this person I worked with that it was on a TV show for in the 70s and held on to the catchphrase, and this was like 5-6 years ago when I was working with this person, and people were like, what? It was all right. I'll say it was Jimmy JJ Walker. and he was holding on to dynamite. And there were some people that didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. And it was so funny. Go ahead.
I will say this though, that is so iconic.
Right.
It's like it would be like, you know, Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker, like, you know, going, Edith, you know, I mean,
Right.
he was that huge. And you know, Jimmy Walker's a real stand-up. I just think it's kind of like, you know, it's like if you go to a fucking Journey show, you want to hear the hits. You
That's
don't want to hear B-sides Journey. Please don't play B-side
Right,
Journey.
right. All the hot hits.
Yeah, just play
But
the real shit.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's so true, man. Hold on, Leslie, one more time. You got another fan still says Leslie loves can't buy me
Thanks,
love.
darling.
Can't buy me love. Oh, Blair says, fuck yeah, LA Kings forever. There you go, my friend.
That's what I'm talking about. God damn it. We just loaned 2 of our guys out to fucking Europe. What are we doing, man? We need to fucking get rid of Jonathan Quick, get a better goalie in there. I've got all kinds of ideas what we need to do, but we're picking up some stuff, so we'll see.
Are you gonna do any are you gonna go back to acting when things picked up?
You know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just hoping that, you know, we stalled. We were just getting on this theater tour with Bumpin' Mics with Jeff Ross and Dave Attell, and I'm hoping that that's going to resume, you know, because we were doing theater, so I don't know when that's gonna come back.
Right.
And, you know, it's like, it's weird because I'm kind of in that limbo part. I don't have enough new TV credits to be a big headliner, so to speak. But then again, who the fuck is right now? You know,
Right.
Like,
good point.
But it's just kind of like, just trying to get through this, man. You know, I think it's like, you know, I think the hardest thing for us to remember in this time is just remember that, you know, it's not happening to you. It's happening to everybody
At the exact same time.
Yeah. We're all in this together. And I think, you know, it's important to reach out to people and talk to people and, you know, and share what's going on and not necessarily complain about it, but share what's going on, because we're all going through some kind of trouble. I mean, everybody is,
you know, it hit me a couple of weeks ago too. And I was just thinking like, wow, I haven't done stand-up in, you know, X amount of months. And it just like everything just like it hit me all at once. And then I was thinking, like you were saying, like it hit me. And then I realized I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to do some drive-in shows and stuff like that here, and that might be interesting. I'm not down for the you know, not into doing these virtual shows. You know, I'm not going to sit in my booth and fucking tell jokes.
Right.
You know, it's just it's hard enough to do it with people in front of you. I can't imagine, you know, Zoom. You know, now there are some people that are kind of creating new ways to do it, and I think that's great. But nothing replaces live comedy.
Nothing will ever replace the love and the beauty of live stand-up comedy, making people just the entity of stand-up. You go into a club, you got that feel, you got that vibe, the lights are dim and then the spotlight. Everything about stand-up is what's great about stand-up. And then when you go to Zoom, I know people mean well, but it doesn't have that essence of stand-up comedy. It's like jazz. Like Robin Williams said it best. It's just like jazz.
Yeah. You can't do it. Can't do it all by yourself. You know? I can't play all the instruments.
Right. I can't either. I'll be like, what instruments? So you got any advice for young comics that are getting into Zoom and want to do more?
My advice to comics always is just do as much stage time. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it. That's it. You know?
Right.
Because it's not, I don't really judge like it's not about, I'll tell you this much I know from not being a teenager or being old or whatever, and having different careers or different, you know, being an older person, is that I promise you that the cash and prizes don't mean dick in the end. It's, if you don't enjoy the ride of doing all this, it's fucking miserable. You can't. In other words, when I was in my 20s, I was always like, when I get this, then I'll be able to do this, or when I get
Right.
that, I'll be able to do that. And it's like, enjoy your life while you're living your life.
Yeah.
Don't wait until this happens. Obviously, you don't want to go on a European vacation if you can't afford to go on a European vacation, but it doesn't mean you can't, go do stuff and enjoy. You don't have to sit and just be so fucking tunnel visioned, because you're going to end up, miserable.
It's so easy to get lost in that tunnel, though.
It is.
When you're driven and focused, and when you got the next thing and the next thing, you're worried about losing that gig. It's so easy just to stay in this realm,
Well, I
not
think
even think about around you.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't be driven and not be focused. I'm just saying, if you don't have anything in your life but doing stand-up, how can you write about anything else?
Right.
It's like, if you don't go to a museum, or if you don't go to, you don't go to the movies, or if you don't, you don't have a relationship, how can you talk about one? It's like, it's just hard. It's like you've got to have a life.
Yeah.
This can't be it. And I think the one thing that this crazy pandemic has taught everyone is that, a lot of people are very fucking miserable right now. And I think a lot of people are finding ways to not be miserable. And I think you got to remember those things when you do have to go, or get to go back to work and go back to your, whatever normal life is going to be after this. It's like, you got to remember, man, it's all good, man. All of it's good.
That's it. We're gonna end it on that right there. It's all good, man.
It's all good,
It's so
man.
true, though. I mean, you're living proof, man. You withheld the stand of time in Los Angeles, and that's not an easy task to do, because you were living your life the whole time, as well as working and trying to make it in Los Angeles. I mean, you're living proof right there. So, there's hope for all of us. That's for sure. So,
Damn right.
Are you gonna do anything? You gonna have any other stand-up gigs after?
Well,
You
I
gonna
just
put
tell
anything
people,
together?
if you want to know what's going on in my world, just go to my Instagram. It's my name, Cort McCown. That's where I pretty much, I'm not one of those people. I don't post my food. I don't post, whenever I go out. I every time I go somewhere, I don't do a lot of live shit. But anytime I'm doing anything, or something's fun or funny, I'll post it on my Instagram. So that's, I have the
Nice.
best pictures from the 60s and 70s you'll ever see anywhere in the world on there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
We're in. Well, we're gonna put all your information up, and Cort, thank you so much, man. This has been a really
brother.
cool, chill hour, and I have a new ending for my show, and my new ending is, I want to leave off on a good prayer. When, like you just said, it's all good, and live life to live life during this pandemic.
Yeah.
I want to give everyone and you a prayer, not by me, but it's a Sam Elliott prayer. So I hope you're ready to bow your heads and get ready for a Sam Elliott prayer. Here we go. And then we'll leave.
And now, a prayer from Sam Elliott.
Dear Heavenly Father, give me the strength, for I don't have any patience for stupidity anymore. Everywhere I go, I see someone doing something stupid, and I just want to smack them across the head, but I can't, dear Father, for you are the dude of this universe. Dear Lord, we're in a pandemic, and I'm starting to lose my cool. All I want to do is sit in my leather chair, smoke a Marlboro Red, and drink a beer. Coors, America's beer. Lone Star Barbecue. Amen.
I just realized you are the Sam Elliott of stand-up comedy, man. You are the coolest of the cool, the Sam Elliott version. I hope you get to play Sam Elliott one day, dude.
Thanks, brother.
Anybody else have anything? Leslie says, enjoyed it. Thanks, dudes.
Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you very much. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns for Cort? Now's the time to do it. Type it as much as you can if you can.
Concerns. I like it. Concerns. People probably have a lot of concerns, but
yeah, but they don't have current concerns for you.
Die soon.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. 2020. You're the Sam Elliott of comedy is gonna get us through this. So, well, Cort, I appreciate your
Right on,
time, my
brother.
friend. Oh, wait, someone has the. He is definitely very chill.
Right on, Blair.
Yeah.
All right, brother, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, man. Thank you for your time.
You got
and
it.
I'll send you the link and I'll have everyone go to your Instagram page, my friend.
Thanks, brother. Be cool.
All right. You guys take care.
Me, myself, and I.
One more time for Cort
Me,
McCown, ladies and
myself,
gentlemen.
and I.
Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening and follow
Me, myself, and I.
what Cort just said. Just live life, brother.
It's me, myself,
Just
and
live
I.
life.